Good morning, y'all. Good morning. It is that time of day, that time of the week where we walk around and check on all of the plants to see what really needs to be done this week. Um, Hope you guys all had a wonderful Easter. It was a beautiful day. But it's time to get back to reality. No more days off. Just checking on plants, making sure that everything is happy and healthy, and harvesting what we can harvest during these last couple weeks of my season. So let's go ahead and get started with this. I'm just looking over here at the potatoes and they're starting to die back. So we don't have long on those guys. Let's do this. Just a little tomato update. These guys are lagging behind, but they are starting to put on some regular growth. I am having to tie them up at least once a week. I've got to add another layer of support to them just to keep them. Furthest along is, let's see, what is this? This is actually Barry's Crazy Cherry, and it's growing as if it's a determinate tomato, but it's not. It's an indeterminate. So, I mean, I'll take it. Some of these guys are still looking a little scraggly. They still are struggling a little bit, but it's okay. I'm gonna carry the experiments all the way through. I'm not gonna give up on it. Oh, that's why you're leaning. Your clip came off. There. Oh, that's better. So yeah, that's what's going on here in the tomato garage. It smells like tomatoes in here. Let me show you guys. We've been struggling with this woolly Kate for the very longest time, from the beginning. Can you see that this thing is just now starting to put on some growth? Out of all this time, it has finally started to put on some growth. So maybe that means it's going to take off now. I don't know. We'll see. I do need to get some mulch on the 3 in the back there. I don't know why I haven't done it yet, because the mulch is sitting right here. But I guess I'm just preoccupied doing all kinds of other things and being excited, quite honestly, by the squash. And I'm going to actually start over here taking a look at the squash, because I think I'm going to be pulling one of these today. That first one we actually ate last night, and it was absolutely delicious. But I got another Cocozelle down here, and yeah, I think I'm going to take this one. I don't like to let my squashes get too big. I like them when they're tender. And this one is maxing out its space here for length. And because I've got 2 more coming behind it, I think I'm going to go ahead and just take that one. This one over here will probably be the next one that comes off. If not that one, it will be this one. And I just noticed that I've got a female flower open. So let's come around here and do a little hand pollination. Spider web. Let's do a little hand pollination. So I got a female flower that's open there. You see with the ants. And I've got a male flower right here that is full of pollen. So I am going to go ahead and pinch this one off. And I'm going to peel back the petals off of this. Kind of hard to do this on camera while holding the camera. Okay, so I've peeled back all of the petals. Hopefully that focuses for you sometime. And you can see all the pollen there, just waiting to be transferred to a female flower. And I am going to come down here and move that out of your way so you can see. And I'm just going to make sure that this one is pollinated. Now I like to really get into this flower, get plenty of pollen on it. Pretty much got it all off of there, but I know for a fact that this one is going to mature. Kind of upset my ants here, but that's pollinated now, so we will get another fruit there. All right, let's go ahead and carry on with our Tuesday tally shenanigans. Green stalk here is ready for some water. These guys are going to be harvested really soon, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a spin. They are dying back. I thought I was dealing with some blight, but I don't know. The more I look at it, the more it seems like it's just the regular dying back. Could be a little bit of blight going on in a few of them, but for the most part, I really think this is just natural dieback. I think with the number of potatoes and peppers and tomatoes that I have growing in this general area, I mean, this is here and the tomatoes are there. I think if this was truly an issue of blight, I'd have a whole lot of issues going on in there with the tomatoes, and I just don't. The issues I'm having in there are generally just because they aren't getting enough light, and in the beginning they weren't getting enough nutrients as they were developing. But there's no blight going on in there. So these guys are pretty close to harvest time. I think I may have, don't quote me on this because I have two different potatoes that are going to be coming to harvest within 4 weeks of each other. I believe these are the ones that come out May 23rd. I could be wrong. They could be the June, but I think they're the May. Okra. I did a little harvesting of okra the other day, and I do have a few more that are forming here, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting those off. I decided to pickle the ones that had been taken off because we didn't have enough really at the time to make a meal, and I didn't want to chop them up and start freezing them yet. So my husband said, hey, go ahead and pickle them, and so that's what I did. So those are sitting in the refrigerator in a nice herb and vinegar mixture, and we'll have some pickled okra, or he'll have some pickled okra because I'm not going to eat it. I did take this bag, which did get some of those store-bought red potatoes that never came up, and I dropped in a Seminole pumpkin, and I believe the other one is a delicata squash. Don't know if they're going to do anything, but they've germinated, so I'll take that as a positive considering how long I waited for the red potatoes and they never came up. The peppers here are starting to flower. I should be seeing some peppers here soon. I don't know if you can see the buds on this one, but they're all starting to bud up and make peppers, so I'm good with that. It's really time for me to pull all of my bean plants and replant them if I'm gonna try to get a little bit more harvest before midsummer. So those will be getting pulled as well. I'll take off the remaining beans that are on those and replant. The potatoes over here, I believe, are the Purple Majesty, and you can see these plants don't look half as tattered as the ones up front, which is what's leading me to believe that these are the ones that are going into June. Look here, guys. I got a potato. Can you see that potato? What are you doing? What are you doing up here at the surface? I mean, are you that anxious to get out of the pot that you're up here just kind of hanging out? It is a purple skin, purple flesh potato, so I'm not too worried about it turning green, but I will come in here and drop some soil on top of that potato. I probably have a few more that may be doing the same thing, but because these are still so bushy, it's really hard to tell. The spider webs are everywhere, but potatoes are looking great. These caladiums here are looking much better than they were last week. They're filling out and not looking quite so dehydrated. I do need to come in here and start some of my pre-summer weeding and cleaning these beds out, getting a little bit more mulch on to get them through the summer. We've got the lawn service coming through doing fertilizing, so that is the noise that you hear in the background. The Jesus, what is the, why do I do this? Good morning. The, what is the name of this plant? Beautyberry. The beautyberry is putting on some new buds, and we'll have some berries here soon. We got Tibbs out there to bark at me this morning.
This is JoJo.
Oh, JoJo, good morning.
Pretty good.
JoJo doesn't bark at me. I got a ton of weeds over here that I need to clean out of this bed, and I'll get to that stuff in the next 2 weeks or so. I gotta just make myself do it because it's so hot. I'm not really interested in coming out here in the afternoon. This is the west side of the house. Swiss chard is way past needing to be harvested, so I'll get to that stuff sometime this evening. I do have a couple of these beans that I put in here that did start vining, but for the most part they did not come up. I pretty much abandoned the corn that is back here, so it is beyond time to fertilize that. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with some nitrogen and see if I can get some of this out of here. It is a popping corn, so it's not like I was really stressed about getting anything from it. The beans in the green stalk are flowering and producing nicely. You can barely tell anything else is growing in here, but there is some kale growing there, and there are some collards down at the bottom that are producing very, very well. The drift rose never lets me down on blooms. The ornamental sweet potato, it's kind of struggling this year. It doesn't usually take this long for it to fill in and go up, so I'm thinking I may just go ahead and take that guy out this year. It's been in here now for, gosh, I want to say 3 years. Could be the 4th year that sweet potato vine is in the ground. The strawberries I moved over here so that they would be in more shade, and I do have one tiny berry there. We are beyond our strawberry season, but because they're in the shade, I'm still gonna get a few berries here and there. Not expecting to get any kind of significant harvest off of these, but I will keep them here in the shade just to keep them alive. True Friendship has given me a beautiful bloom here. You can see that this plant is doing great. Since I put it in, it has bloomed every single year. And I mean, it goes through a little bit of a lull once it gets really hot, but I always expect to look out my window and see a few good blooms on that one. The Truffle Pink Gomphrena is still doing pretty good, settling into this spot. It does not get quite as much sun as it would like, but they have put on some growth, so I'm okay with that. The sweet potatoes that we put in here are Purple Majesty sweet potatoes, and yes, they have the same exact name as the other potatoes that I'm growing. These are sweet potatoes. The other ones are not a sweet potato. They're just both called Purple Majesty. The two bigger slips that I did put in here are putting on some growth, so I know that those roots have settled in. And the two that I had ripped off to replace my missing two have died off, but I do have some replacements coming. Surprise, surprise, we have a bolted mustard green. So mustards are really good for your soil. They are like a natural pesticide. So having them here in this bed and going to seed, once I grind this all up and mix it back into this bed, it will kill off different funguses, insects that shouldn't be in there, different things that grow in the soil that are harmful to your plants. So I will compost that back into the soil. We've got some carrots here. I don't know what they look like. Let's see if I can get my hair out of the way. I've not checked on these carrots. I've not done any thinning to these carrots. They've just been here since I put them in. I'm going to take out this one just to see how much root development is going on. So yeah, carrots are starting to form. You can see how that root is starting to swell there, and that will become a carrot. So we've got a few of these down here. I'm gonna just leave them. They are in shade, so I think I will be able to get some pretty decent carrots out of there. Same with the ones over here. Just gonna let them grow. I'm not gonna thin them, just gonna leave them alone. My dill is flowering very, very nicely. Just hoping to be able to get some dill seed from this one. Again, with the parsley just growing out of control over here. I believe this is a broccoli. I am not 100% sure, but I think it's a broccoli. I took the cover off of it so that I could have it for my sweet potatoes, just to kind of protect them. So that's kind of a sacrificial lamb. If the white butterfly comes around, it'll be able to lay eggs there, and I won't worry about it because I've got enough out here that's due for a harvest already. I'm not going to stress myself out. And I also have collards growing down here, so I'm not worried about it too much. I am just totally impressed with the beans in this green stalk. And I mean, these guys were just kind of shoved in with flowers and the mustards and some collards and things like that. So I really wasn't expecting this much growth. I've heard a lot of people using their green stalks saying that they don't get their beans to grow out full size and produce, but I don't agree. I don't agree. The Calibrachoa that I put in here is doing great. These are on drip, so when the green stalk gets watered, this gets watered. This green stalk does get watered. I think I turned off the second watering of the day. I think it's only on once a day now, but it was getting watered twice a day, and I probably will put it back to twice a day once we reach the height of summer, when it's like super hot, depending on what I have growing in here. Let's keep moving. Oh, beautiful bloom. Look at that. confused because this Rose of Sharon is making two different blooms. That one, which I just pulled off because it was already broken, and this white one. I can't really say that I'm upset with either one of these, but what is it supposed to be? I'm gonna have to check and see what this Rose of Sharon is supposed to be, because I really don't know at this point. It's reverting to whatever it was originally cloned from, or one of its parent plants. I don't know. Tomatoes. Our tomatoes are looking pretty good. It looks like we've got all of the tomatoes here producing now. I've got red cherries producing. Let me show you some of the bigger ones down here. Got red cherry producing, and we've got more of the red currant that are coming in. It's flowers, 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 flowers all over the top. So happy with that. Can't really complain. Can't really complain about that. The cucamelon, we started to take a few off of here and taste them. I told you guys I planted the cucamelon for my kids so that they would have something to forage from when they're outside. And I let my husband taste them. There's one little baby. I let my husband taste them, and he said, oh, these would be good in a salad. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put in another cucamelon plant. That way, I don't have to worry so much about whether the kids eat them all up. My husband will still be able to get a few and enjoy them. I did not get out here to water this tomato plant yesterday, but it's still looking pretty good. I do need to hit it with some water today. I can't neglect it, but the mulch is very nice and moist, and the soil below is not ridiculously dry, so it's okay. But look at the size on these guys. They're nice. They're starting to ripen at the bottom, so we're gonna be able to get some soon, very soon. Beans over here, y'all. This is such a mess to get into the middle of and work around that I don't even know that I'm gonna give this a whole lot more time. I may just go ahead and snatch all of this out and start putting in my sweet potatoes, and I'll have to plant these beans again somewhere. I don't know. It's gonna break my heart because there are beans. I don't know if you can see those beans there. There are beans coming on, and here's one that's ready to be picked. There are beans coming on. I mean, it's just so much to get in there and get the beans. The Helda beans are still producing as well. I mean, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I gotta plant my sweet potatoes. It is like such an ordeal to get in here and get these beans off. The Helda we have thoroughly enjoyed. They are such a tasty bean. I have about a quart of them in the freezer right now. We have eaten some already, but I mean, it's, you know, if I don't get in here every day, I miss them, and I just don't have time to get them every day because I've got so much other stuff that I'm having to take off. Having to watch my squash with a hawk's eye because I don't like my squash to overgrow. These are the Christmas lima bean, and this is definitely going to be the last one that I pull because I gotta let my lima beans produce. We can see you got a couple of them that are young right here. There are a few more in there that are a lot further along. Of course, I won't be able to find them. Here's a couple right here, but you see the beans haven't started to swell inside the pods yet, so we've got quite a bit of time left before I can pull these. So I think I'm gonna have to just go ahead and take out the other two, call it a day on those beans, and plant the sweet potatoes and hope for the best. I don't know. These collards, I'm going to take the larger leaves off of all 5 of these plants that are in the containers and go ahead and get those in the freezer. I've got quite a bit of other stuff that I'm more interested in eating right now than collard greens. We've had our fill of the collards, but I don't want to lose my produce, so I'm gonna go ahead and get those off and get them washed and cut up and put them in the freezer. My Vitex, I'm not seeing any new growth on it yet, but I think it's gonna come back and it's gonna be okay. This spot just looks so weird with the Vitex gone. I'm so used to having it there filling that space above the Pittosporum. Haven't decided what I'm gonna put in this pot just yet, but it's gonna be something. Something's going there. I just gotta make a decision. I've been working on my fall garden plans and figuring out what's gonna go in what container and what's gonna go where. I am strongly considering adding another green stalk for peppers, and if I do that, I've got to figure out where it's gonna go because my space is pretty maxed out, and even to get 3 square feet of space, I'm gonna have to take something out. So some decisions are gonna have to be made. Let's see. The flowers that I put over here in these containers, I'm actually really impressed with them this year. Still got pansies hanging on, which pansies should be long burnt out for us. That extended winter did help us keep them around a little bit longer, but I'm really just, baffled at the fact that they're still here and they're still pushing blooms. Not a lot of blooms, but to be getting any kind of blooms from pansies in middle of April is kind of unheard of here. The sweet potatoes over here have all taken root and are waking up. This one is actually pushing some new growth. These are doing pretty good considering that they're out here in full sun, but you can see the sweet potatoes go in, they look like they're on their last leg of life, and you just give them a couple of weeks to get settled in and they take off. So these 4, I did get the bigger baskets to go on top of them, so I'm going to go ahead and get those out here. But even the one that was not covered is still doing okay. So I'm excited. We've got the 4 sweet potatoes planted this year. Beauregard, Georgia Jet, Murasaki, and Purple Majesty. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so much fun. Moving along here, it's really not a whole lot to see on this side, but this is it. Same old stuff you guys see every week. Nothing exciting going on over here. We've got some Rose of Sharon all opened up. Those are pretty. The Althea Rose of Sharon giving some nice blooms. Or at least that one is. The other two are still struggling because they're just not getting enough sun down here for them to bloom properly. I should consider moving them, but I really wanted to have the 3 coming up between these Durantas here, and it's just not working out. So I may have to move 1 or 2, or just rethink my plan altogether as to what I want to happen there. Maybe all of this comes out and a green stalk goes right there in the middle where those pentas are. I don't know. Oh wow, the Lisianthus has put on some nice growth in this past week. They are now about 8 inches tall. Not bad. Time to get the snapdragons out. I am happy to see that they hung on as long as they did, but you know, snapdragons don't like our heat. Now the sunflowers are gonna bloom soon. Those are gonna bloom soon. I do need to put something here in this hole. I wanted this to all be filled with sunflowers. Didn't work out. It's not too late. I could probably still come in and just throw a pack of sunflowers down here and just let them do their thing. Got 1, 2 stray sunflowers over here in front of the gardenia, and it does smell great. It's nice. Really nice. That plant truly rebounded well. And the hibiscus back here that was taking forever to leaf out has responded well to the fertilizers as well. Oh, the Vanda bloom is open. It's very pretty. Very pretty. I'm sure my kids don't know where their football is, so I'll just take it and hide it from them, because that's the kind of mom I am. You don't take care of your stuff, I hide it from you, and when you ask me for it, I'll say, what are you talking about? Let's see what's going on. The red maple's looking great. It's just these beans and this corn. I gotta get this out of here. I lost the collards that were here, so I will replant that. I did drop in some flowers that have germinated, and I don't remember what flowers I dropped in there. I went around to all of the collard containers and dropped in some cosmos and some, I think I put some zinnias in a few of them. And what else did I put in there? I can't remember. I just grabbed some random packs of flower seeds that I had, and I put them in all of the collard containers. Let's see if I can get the lizard on camera. He's gonna run away as soon as he realizes what I'm doing. Hey, buddy. Oh boy, I don't know why I do that to the poor lizards. It's time to clean out this herb tower. I will cut back most of this stuff and transplant it somewhere else and restart these herbs, because I have herbs kind of throughout. I have not really been cutting on these. I just put them in here just so that there's something in that tower. This tower is going to be replaced with a green stalk, and it will have more herbs growing in it that I will actually cut from. I can't believe this clerodendron has put, I don't want you there. So this whole area is going to get kind of reworked. I haven't worked it all out in my head yet, but I know it's going to get reworked. The clerodendron has been struggling. So I think I'm going to cut it all the way back down to the ground, give it a chance to regrow, and I'm going to rework this little corner to be able to put a green stalk here. Because that green stalk is so big, I'm going to have to do a lot. I've got a hose that's hanging out here. Isn't that nice? This tower here, it's not really a tower, it's just the beans have climbed and done what climbing beans do. This is Jesus. Am I the only person this happens to? You know what something is and you go to say something about it and you can't say it because it won't come out. I can't be the only one. Mountaineer white runner beans. That's what this is. And they are growing in one of these blue pots that is sunken like halfway into the ground. And so we've been picking off of this plant. It's full of flowers right now. I'm not really seeing any beans. So I guess I got them all the last time I was out here picking. I did see a little baby bean somewhere. Yeah, there's a couple babies right here. But this plant has been the most, or I should say these plants, because I believe there's 24 or 25 in that container. They have been my most productive beans. And next to that have been the Helda pole bean. Oh no, my fruits are dropping. No. Oh, come on. I just want to get some oranges off of this tree. Got 1, 4, 5, 6. Looks like I have 6 left on the plant and a couple flowers coming in. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Now, I don't know if those fell off on their own. My boys were running through the yard, throwing balls back and forth. I don't know. They were doing some kind of marathon or something. And they may have knocked off some of those fruits. I don't know. I don't know if they did or not, but my heart just broke here a little bit. Got cucumbers. Oh gosh, I got another one about ready to come off. I don't know if you can see that one. Let me go on the other side. The sun is blocking. So I did take off one the other day, and that one we decided to make some hot pickles. So that one is in the refrigerator making sliced hot pickles. This plant is suffering now. You can see the damage that's going on with the powdery mildew. I don't know. I hope that it doesn't affect my grapevine. I'm going to come out and I'm going to spray it with some vinegar, and hopefully it won't hurt my grapevine. I don't want my grapevine to be hurt because I'm waiting on the 2 grapevines on this arbor to produce for me. I only got one of my grapevines to produce last year, and they all should have produced last year. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. We do still have a Jersey Wakefield making a head down here. You guys probably can't really see. Let's see if I can get my shadow out of the way. I don't want to uncover it because the white butterfly is around, but there is a head forming right there. And I don't know if this one is making a head or not. Does not feel like a head is forming in that one, but I'm gonna go ahead and take those leaves and start cleaning this guy out. so that I can get ready to plant something else. I'm not sure what's going to be planted there. I sat the football down, but I'm going to take it with me. The squash plants here, I'm going to pull out. They are not getting enough sun. And because I have the others up front that are doing well, I'm going to replant these. Once we get into the height of summer, it will be plenty hot enough over here. I think they will do better, but they kind of struggled early on because it was still so cool. And I'm going to try again and replant them with squash, and we'll see what happens with it. These beans, along with all the rest of my beans, are going to be coming out and be replanted. Next on the list, I guess, the greenhouse. This darn football. I gave these guys a good watering the other day and they all perked up. They look great. The bunching onions all look good. We've got the sweet potatoes in here. I say a little prayer before I open the door because the rats like to come in here and eat whatever's here. Are my sweet potatoes still here? Yes, they are. Some look better than others. A few look like they have died. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that are still hanging on. There is a little bit of hope for that one. This one is actually still alive too. That tiny one, I don't know if you can see it back there. You see that green? Tiny little bit going on back there. That one might actually be okay. But looks like I lost 1, 2, 3. Then I had the 2 extras that went on the sides there. It looks like I lost both of those. But it's okay, because I think I have enough sweet potatoes planted that I'm going to get a really good harvest anyway. The ones that are here all seem to be doing okay, except 1, 2, 3, 4. So, to get half of them, I'm gonna hope for the best. They still have an opportunity to come back, so I'm not gonna give up on them just yet. I've got to tell my husband that his super glue is not holding. His super glue is not holding the lights on this end because the fan shakes it. And the fan is loose. Hang on a second, guys. Let me try and tie this fan back up. Alright, so yeah, the fan is shaking the super glue loose. It may need to go directly onto the frame and not onto one of the pads. These broccolis here did start to produce broccoli. It's so hot, it's just not been very tasty. So I didn't pull them, I just decided to leave them there because I don't have the heart to pull them yet. I should uncover them and let the white butterflies have them, but that would be a little too much like right. The lobelia that I put into these containers is doing pretty good. It was looking like it wasn't going to make it from the transplant shock and from the heat, but they're doing okay. I'm gonna grab this water hose. All right, so we got those snapdragons also that are still blooming because they get so much shade. These are hanging on. The ones in the back that are getting the north exposure and the little bit of west exposure, they're not doing well at all. They're fried. I still do need to get over here and cut back the copperleaf. I still need to do some trimming. I still need to do some weeding. But hey, that's part of having a garden. You always have something to do. Got more of the Tabasco peppers that are ripening. This guy needs some water desperately. The Swiss chard is looking great. I'm going to go ahead and do a harvest on those today. Coming right along. Hi, bunny baby. So we got a new family of baby bunnies that are here, and they have not gotten used to me yet, so they lose their minds whenever they hear my footsteps. We've got the sweet potatoes here that are doing great. They all have settled in. We've got peppers that will get harvested really soon. We've got more peppers coming onto this plant, and this, guys, is the red curry squash that has made its way all the way over to the end of the planter. I am going to attempt, I don't know how well it's going to work, but there is a trellis here on the corner, rusty trellis. I'm going to try and get that red curry squash to come over here and go up this trellis. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'm going to try. We've got peppers and peppers and more peppers. And we've got some beans here that need some nitrogen really, really bad, because they should not be that color. I'll feed those guys. I did a short and I showed you guys my squash down here. Isn't it pretty? That is so pretty. I am so excited. Y'all just don't understand how exciting it is when you've been gardening for a long time and a plant has been your nemesis, to actually wake up one time and have that particular type of plant producing for you. I know y'all are tired of hearing me say, oh my gosh, I got squash, but oh my gosh, I have squash. All right, so that flower is open. I came out last night and I did say that that flower should be opening up today, and it is open. I don't know if you can see it because the camera is now on the other side of me, but I'm gonna go ahead and pollinate that one as well. I've got quite a few male flowers down here that I can use, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get one now because I don't want to forget. Let me just go put this football down. So I got that football down, and I am going to pick a flower. Pick a flower, any flower. I don't like that one. I don't like that one either. I want one that doesn't look like it's been completely soaked by water. This is good. So I want to make sure that the pollen is nice. Can you see it? It's nice and powdery down there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take off these petals, and I'm going to fertilize this squash. Give me 1 second. All right, so I got that one pollinated. Let me just look around and see if I have any more females that need to be pollinated while I'm out here. Just do a quick look. Strawberries down here forming. Got some nice onion development going on. Strawberries are really bushy under here. They're appreciating this shade from the squash plant. Not getting a ton of strawberries all at once, but it is nice to come out here and find a little snack here and there. I'm going to be adding more strawberries soon so that I can get some bigger harvests. Missed an opportunity to fertilize that one. It's already shriveled up its flower. If you look down here, there is another one right there. So in a couple days I'll have to come out and pollinate that one. I don't see another one yet, but I need to start working on, oh, here's one here as well, right here. Got another one there. So I'll have to really work on, one, getting these down off of the pepper plants, because they will break the pepper plant, getting them back down to the ground, or I should say to the surface of the bed, and then bringing them over out of here and over to this trellis so that they can go up. All right, let's mosey on. The celery here is covered in weeds. A lot of these weeds are growing in the pot with the celery. We don't want that. Not going to get rid of my celery here because although eating it raw is kind of not an option because it's not going to be palatable. It's going to be way too bitter. I still can use it to cook with. So yeah, you guys saw the weed fest that's going on up here. I'm gonna get to it. I am. You see how much smaller the Thryallis in the front is compared to the one in the back. Now remember, I did cut this one back after a hurricane, but the one in the back did not put on any early growth. It kind of conserved its energy. This one I put in and it immediately started to grow. I think this plant just prefers being in the back. It just needed to get itself situated back there and get comfortable. The Dusty Miller here is gorgeous. Best plant that I've ever put in this spot. It's that blue, icy blue is just so nice on this corner. And then when I have the bougainvillea bringing out its color, I just think that's so pretty there. Soon we should have some gladiolus blooms, and this miniature rose is budding up nicely to give us a little show. We do have some aphids on there. I don't really worry about the aphids too much because we do have a colony of ladybugs. I did release some additional ladybugs, but we do have a natural colony of ladybugs here. We did do these two collards at the front, and they are thirsty. Very thirsty. I put these shade covers on them to protect them from the white butterfly, of course. This garlic is just about ready to be taken out. Y'all, I really hope that I get some good bulbs. I don't know what I'm gonna get, because the garlic just did not give me a whole lot of growth. So I don't know what I'm gonna get out of this. But that's it, y'all. As I talk to you from my sunny silhouette here, that is it. There is nothing left to see. I am winding down. I've got 5.5 weeks left to get this garden in order so that I can take my break. I do need to do a little bit of trimming on this crepe myrtle. It's still a little much. Or maybe I should just leave it so that it shades the plant for the summer and give it a little trim in the fall. But y'all, this is what's going on in the garden. It's exciting, it's overwhelming, all of the above. It's everything all wrapped into one. But I love it. It's my thing. It's what I do. I am going to go ahead now and water the squash and the potatoes that are in the grow bags, and I'm gonna go get some breakfast. I'm a little hungry. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys, today and every day. Love the growth that the community is having. I wish you guys a very happy week, and I will see you soon. Bye.